Hello! Today we are going to learn how to create quizzes on PowerPoint and Excel. The first one we are going to practice is PowerPoint. For it, you need to open a new document in PowerPoint, and it's gonna look just like this. When you're here, this first slide, we are using it as our home slide. So we are typing the title of the quiz. In our case is greetings and the instructions for it. Remember that the instructions may vary according to the level of your students. In our case, we are focusing this quiz, or the students that are gonna attempt this quiz are beginners. So the instructions may look quite simple, but if you have advanced students, you may use more complex explanations for each question. So students are gonna read the instructions and choose the correct answer. This is basically our home slide. Then we need to add some format and style, but this is basically it. So now we need another slide, so we're going to new slide here, and we choose title again. This slide is for our correct answers. Students, when they choose the correct answer, the program is gonna redirect them to this slide. So this is a slide that they are gonna see, and it has to say correct, obviously, and a little message for them to continue to do it again. Continue doing it well. Then we need to add another slide with, again, title design to the incorrect answers. It's gonna say incorrect and try again. Then we need the question number one. For question number one, we are using just the title. And in the title section, we are typing the question. In this case, it would be, what is your name? Remember that this quiz is just an example for beginner students. Okay, so what's your name? Now we need to add the options for this answer. You can do it in two different ways. You can do it from right here in shapes, or you can go to insert and then choose shapes again. Then there you choose the shape you want to use. We are using this rectangle here, and you type the answers. For typing the answers, you just go to click and edit text. So let's suppose that the first answer is the correct one, which is, my name is Maria. Okay, so you just copy this, copy, and then paste. Or you can do it with your keyboard too. You can just arrange and give the format that you want, and type the structures for your question. So you might use I'm fine, I'm 20 years old, and something more like her name is Maria. You may need to fix it according to the format or the style you want. Okay, so now we basically have it all, the main components for the quiz, and we need to start adding the settings for the quiz to work. So, and what do we do? Okay, we're going to the first page or slide, which is our home slide, and we're going to shapes again, and at the bottom you will find action button, and we're choosing going forward or next, and this is the one we are gonna use. You make sure that you are choosing next slide when you have it in the questions. But here, since it is our main or home slides and we don't want students to go to the correct or incorrect slide, we are choosing a slide over here. And here you can choose the slide that you want to this button go to. So we are choosing what is your name, which is our first question, or question number 1. So this is going over here and you just accept the change. Now we do the same. We add the same. We can just copy it and paste it in our next slide, but we are gonna change where these slides take us to. So you give a right click and edit the link. This link, we want it to go to the last slide we see. So it's gonna be here, last slide showed. And we accept. We copy it and paste it in the incorrect option. And if we want to verify where this is taking us is to the last slide showed. So it is correct. We wanted to do it that way. Before we continue, we need another page, another slide after our questions. Let's say that here we have all of our questions, and we need to add one more for our final slide. So here will be like, good job, thank you, or something like that, for the students to know that this is the end. Okay, so now we're going to the questions and add the next button to them. You just copy it, paste it, and edit. Now that you edit the link, this is going to take us to the next slide, which is what we really want, to go to the next question. This question is going to take us to the next question and so on. And for our final slide, we are adding a shape that is at the bottom and take us to the home page. the home page to just do it again. And the link is gonna take us just as it says to the first slide. And we accept the changes. Now we have basically all of the links we need, but we are missing the most important one, which the correct answer is. Okay, so when you go here, you click the correct answer and you click on link. In link, you're going to a place in this document. Since this is the correct answer, you wanted to take it to the correct slide. And you do the same with the rest. Click and link, incorrect, and accept. And you do it again for all the incorrect answers. Okay, now you have to give the format to it. For this, you give a right click and choose the format and the colors that you wanted to. Now we are using an image. You can choose just a color or an image that you want to use. Now we are choosing something special, which is this one. And you may want to apply them to all your document so it looks consistent and nice. But you may need to change the correct and incorrect options. Why? So students can really identify that this is a correct answer or an incorrect answer. So you choose something that make them see that it's different. So we're using green for correct and maybe orange for the incorrect answer. You can also change the color of the shapes and the style of them. So you go here and you just choose the best option for you. You may need to change the font if you want to. Now we are gonna try if our quiz works. You click on next and there you have your answers. Let's choose an incorrect answer. And when you choose the incorrect, it links you or take you to our incorrect option. Then incorrect again, and finally the correct answer. So when you get the correct one and you choose the next question. In our case, we just have we just have one, so we go to the last slide. And then you can go to the first slide again, our home slide. So basically, this is how you create quizzes on PowerPoint. Do not forget to save all the changes and have fun. Now we are gonna see how to create quizzes on Excel. To start with our Excel quiz, we need to open a new workbook. In this workbook, you have to be able to identify, first of all, columns, columns, rows, and cells. Okay, columns, rows, and cells. Now, to create our quiz, we need to write the title of the quiz first. Quiz, and it will be Greetings 2 as the last example. Then you need the instruction and the space for the name of the students. Then we are going to add the style and format that we usually do, but these are like the main things you need to add. Then you type question number 1 just for the students to identify the number of the question. Question number 1 will be, what's your name? Right now, I'm gonna type the first letter in one column and the possible answer in the next column, but in the same row. The answer will be the correct one, which is, my name is Maria. Option B, I'm fine. Option C, well, thank you. And option D, her name is Maria. Okay, so we have basically what we need to do to start working. Right now, over here, we are going to write the response and the feedback. The response is going to be the space where the students are going to type the possible answer, and the feedback here we are going to add a formula so students will know if the answer is correct or incorrect. Before we type our formula, we're going to give just a little format to our Excel here, just for you to identify it better by now. So the response is going to be here. Over here, we're going to type our formula. Right now, the formula will be in Spanish because the program is in Spanish, but the English formula is basically the same. It is the same sequence of events. So the first thing you do when you are adding a formula is typing the equal symbol, and then if, or in this case is. See, our prueba lógica, because the Excel is giving you the steps you need to follow to complete the formula, our prueba lógica is our cell, which is the one that we are going to validate. And the first thing you need to add is the correct response. If that cell is A, then is correct. If not, and you add another formula again. So you start with another formula so you avoid the false result by now, because you need to add like another conditionals to this formula. So if the same cell is empty, So you just don't write anything in the middle of the quotation marks. This means that it needs to say your answer here. So this is what students are going to see when this cell is empty. Then, if not, and you start again. And now you are providing the incorrect answers. So it is the same. If D8 is equal B, in this case, B, do not forget the quotation marks. This means that is incorrect. If not, and again, you start the formula again. D8 it's equal C, which means try again. Okay, this is just for you to not write it incorrect every time and students can see another feedback that it's still incorrect, then you are encouraging them to try again. If not, and you will start with the last option, which is D8 is equal D. This means not really. So it's still incorrect. If not, so this is the last part. If not of all of these like conditions are working, what is going to happen? If not, it is going to say type a valid letter or type valid answer, it may say. Why? Because remember that students may type a number, may type a space or a word, and you want them to know that if they are not writing A, B, C, or D, they need to type what they are supposed to type. And then finally, you close all the parentheses that you have added. For example, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you click enter. So now we are going to see the magic. If you type B, is incorrect. C, try again. D, not really. And if by error I type 1, the feedback is type a valid letter or answer. If I type my name is Maria, it might be the answer, but is still not what they are supposed to write. Okay, but when they type letter A, which is the correct one, the feedback is correct. Over here, you may give a format, a style that you want for them to understand. You may need to highlight the space that they want to, where they need to type the correct answers. So it is just like showing them where to type. And the last thing that we are going to learn right now, because it's style and format, you can do it as you wish, is to block or protect the workbook so students don't do any changes. How you do it? You're going to review. You're going to review and you choose first. Allowed editing, where you want them to edit the cell that you are using right now, which is the one that they are going to type in. So you D8 is the one that they are going to modify, and you apply the changes, and then you protect the sheet and accept the changes. You type it again, and now it's protect. You cannot modify or type in any other place but the one that they are supposed to type. Okay, so basically this is how you create a quiz in Excel. Again, do not forget to save changes and have fun. Thanks for watching, and I hope this has been helpful.